Hi, Allison. Thanks for joining us today. I just had a couple questions for you. I wanted to ask you how you face managing all these different passwords in your life. Like, we have to always plug in a password, a new one. How do you find that?
It's pretty difficult. I'll be honest, I use the same password for everything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just to keep, everything in track.
Yeah, make it simple, make it easy. And I don't want to track everything. It just makes it easier for my life.
For sure. And so how frequently do you have to change the password, even if you have to keep the same one? Like, you probably have to get that notification to change.
Yeah, so I have a Google phone and it reminds me every year that I should probably change my password, that it might be compromised.
Okay, so you have to self-manage.
Yes, exactly.
Do you think there's a sustainability piece with passwords in the future? Do you think they'll be sustainable?
Yeah, I mean, I think if there's an opportunity where the system just changes the password for me and then it remembers it and then I don't ever have to think about it, that'd be perfect.
Okay. Thanks for your time.
Of course.
What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is defending computers, servers, mobile devices, electronic systems, network, and data from malicious attacks. It's also known as information technology security or electronic information security. Why is it important? In 2020, the average data breach cost was more than $8 million. These costs include discovering and responding to the breach, the cost of downtime and lost revenue, and long-term reputational damage to business and its brand. Digital identity is critical to the development of the Canadian digital economy. It is a key tool in making digital services safe, secure, efficient, and accessible. A trusted digital identity will enable people to access the right service efficiently and securely. Cybersecurity and environmental protection aren't exactly words that are thrown together often. So, what do cybersecurity and environmental protection have in common? The increased use of computing resources due to a surge in remote work, blockchain mining, and supercomputing contributes to climate change. Cybersecurity is a wide spectrum. For a recommendation to TD Bank, we will only discuss digital identity and its impact on the economy. What is our recommendation to TD Bank? Passwordless authentication.
Passwords are a pain. They're a hassle for customers and employees to manage, and they're a liability for your organization. All of those password resets cost you money, directly, every day. Plus, they expose you to data breaches, which can cost you even more money and damage your reputation. Your customers feel the pain too. The average internet user has to juggle up to 90 different passwords. No wonder frustrated users abandon their carts. Some just use the same passwords over and over again. Risky behavior for them and for you.
Have you ever wondered how much time you spend typing in your password? The average is 14 seconds per login. Go into your phone settings and passwords. We have a password for almost every single online account. I can't tell you how many times I forget it, change it, and then forget it again 2 days later. An average person has 200 accounts and resets password for 37 accounts a year. How many of us are guilty of having the same password across many platforms? TD Bank uses passwords for authentication on its website, while on the app you can enable facial recognition as well. Passwords are the weakest point in cybersecurity. They pose a significant identity risk, privacy risk, financial security risk. There's also a significant burden to businesses in terms of IT support, user experience, and lost time. Just to manage our passwords, an $8.5 billion industry has sprung up. Companies lose millions more in financial damage and brand reputation when accounts are hacked, leaked, or breached. This is not sustainable, so the future must be password-free. With additional usage due to remote work, schooling, online banking, and multi-factor technologies are now being utilized to identify digital identities and enhance cybersecurity. Every time you forget your bank login, a message is sent to your phone or email, so you can easily reset it and use a one-time code. The hard truth is, digital identity and cybersecurity is complex, evolving, risky, and expensive. and not a one-time thing. Digital identities require constant monitoring and adaptations to ensure digital identity is safe, secure, efficient, and effective.
During the pandemic, many people found it frustrating standing in long lineups due to social distancing. However, TD found a new path forward. During its reevaluation of looking at what is to be personalized and digitalized for customers, it found a better solution by going over the phone.
Rizvan Kulfan, TD Chief Digital Officer, has seen an opportunity with artificial intelligence tools to strengthen the relationships with customers. Over the last 2 years, he has noticed the quick adoption and confidence his customers have around digital financial tools. By analyzing past customers' behavior and transaction patterns, TD is feeling more confident to expand its innovative ecosystem. Connecting with fintech, venture capitalists, as well as staying linked to the academic arena, TD is winning the race on deploying new personalized functions more effectively than other banks. TD also recognizes that the majority of its new customers have never seen a world without Facebook, and still appreciates long-term customers that come from various ages and backgrounds who are just not as tech literate. To help bring attention to tech, TD has joined Toronto's first ever Digital Literacy Day. On the day, it will promote the importance of financial and digital learnings. TD continues to recruit and retrain top-tier talent. To bolster its digital landscape, TD wants to continue to grow and evolve in engineering, cloud skills, machine learning, automation, agile methodology, UX design, and advancing cybersecurity defenses. TD plans to hire 2,000 colleagues into tech-related space alone. This strategy is to further empower its customers to utilize digital capabilities, building deep-rooted relationships with its clients.
As was mentioned above, it won't be possible to completely eliminate passwords, but there are ways to authenticate going passwordless, which will help to reduce the risk and validate the credibility of a person. TD can start with multi-factor authentication, which provide additional factor of security over existing passwords. In future, it can be fully passwordless, but there are 4 ways to reach there. First is the one-time password. Bank can use the registered email, phone of the customer to send the one-time passcode, which will be asked when logging into their respective accounts. Many banks in the US, Europe have adopted DMARC, which is domain-based message authentication reporting and conformance, which can be adapted. This will aid customers in preventing email spoofing and ensure OTP delivery. Bank can also provide authenticator app to be installed on customers' mobile. Second is web authentication app. This method of authentication makes use of the web authentication API through the use of public key cryptography rather than a password. This API enables servers to register and authenticate. In this case, a private public credential is generated in place of a password. The private key is securely kept on site, while the public key is a credential that is generated at random and sent to the server for storage. Without the corresponding private password, this public generated data is useless. Third is the biometric based. The system uses unique biometric information, physical or behavioral characteristics of people to authenticate users. The attacker finds it increasingly challenging to imitate a person's fingerprint or facial recognition, making it more safe than the passwords. Biometrics are saved in device only, so no risk of data breach. Fourth is kind of having a combination of any of the 2 mentioned methods, which can be layered for increasing the security, like combining biometrics with web authentication. Users can access a device using their biometrics and web authentication token generation, which will add another layer of security.
In post-COVID world, with the remote work, there is a need of security and zero trust is required. So zero trust comes with providing the secure access to the company's resources. So what TD Bank can do to gain the zero trust by introducing the new technology for having the passwordless authentication. So one emerging tech in passwordless is FIDO, which is Fast Identity Online Alliance. The main objective of FIDO is to eliminate the use of passwords over the internet, develop and promote authentication standards that help reduce the world's over-reliance on password. The FIDO2 passwordless authentication protects against phishing and man-in-the-middle attack. FIDO2 tech is supported by all the major browsers, and companies in financial sector like Visa, MasterCard, and banking sector like Royal Bank of Canada are adopting the FIDO2 passwordless authentication. FIDO2 technology does not need the user behavior change requirement. So FIDO2 utilizes the customary public key cryptography methodology. A public-private key pair is created by the end user's device at the time of registration. The private key remains in the secure area of the end user's device, never leaving. On an iPhone, this would be an secure enclave. The public key of user registers with the online services like bank, Amazon, or any e-commerce website and is signed with an attestation certificate. After registering, this attestation certificate is sent back to the user's device, which will be linked to his identity. So from next time, this identity will always live in the device only, and it will not go to any data server. So there is no chance of future breach, which normally happens in the case of cybersecurity. TD Bank, if interested in adding FIDO2 to their apps and web pages, will need to do a few things. First, TD Bank must decide if they want to add FIDO for passwordless login or for multi-factor authentication, and make sure their apps or identity management systems support authentication via FIDO. They must also update their login and registration pages. The FIDO Alliance provides an explainer on what vendors and their developers need to add FIDO to support. TD Bank can also adopt FIDO using passwordless authentication in Azure AD, now part of Microsoft domain. It provides Windows Hello for Business, the Microsoft Authenticator app, and FIDO2 security key for the bank customers.
Going through the technology challenges of adopting passwordless solutions, we can have a quick takeaway that implementing this change is quite a work and takes considerable time. On the other hand, we went through the customer's pain and problems in maintaining passwords and loss of resources as well as interest. At the end, we do agree to one thing, that customer experience and a sense of security in financial matters are foremost needs for the success of any financial institution. Today, we look at the survey data of cybersecurity experts, then passwordless technology is one of the topmost strategic priority for more than 85% of the organizations. Microsoft, Twitter, Shopify had already taken a lead in such initiatives. Most of the Microsoft offerings, including OneDrive, Azure, GitHub, are now passwordless, utilizing the FIDO2 solutions. As discussed earlier, the organizations like Google, AWS, Dropbox, which are equipped with multi-factor authentication solutions by employing U2F services, are taking care of customers' pain by offering SSO, that is single sign-on, or making multi-factor authentication. For example, Google offers single sign-on across Gmail, YouTube, Dropbox, Google Cloud, and Google Drive. However, these workarounds are not a replacement of efforts and cost of managing and maintaining the passwords and security threats, the vulnerabilities exposed by password-based mechanisms. Considering the cost of maintenance of password-based solutions, most of the organizations are moving towards passwordless authentication. As per research, the market of passwordless authentication-based solution is growing rapidly. As per the current estimates, the global revenue of such solutions will be more than $50 billion by 2030. In the light of these advancements, we recommend to TD to shade off the multi-factor authentication and go passwordless. This will help TD to retain and attract customers. As per a quick calculation, even with the current customer base of 10 million users, the cost saving achieved by this initiative will add up to $700 million to its bottom line. Adoption of advanced cybersecurity and AI-based solutions will work as USP for TD in financial industry. This will also take TD closer to the adoption of Zero Trust Network Architecture, which is the prime need of IT solutions in today's pandemic-affected world. So, TD, go paperless. Thank you.